What's up, VJs? Ryan Dieger here from ZeroToVJ.com, and this is day 6 of Zero to VJ Live, where I show you how to make a generative VJ loops using just Resolume. As always, this is just starting from scratch. You just get to see the process as I go about making a VJ loop in Resolume. Nothing's pre-planned. And again, I'm not an expert. I would very much consider myself still a beginner. And hopefully, if you're just starting to use Resolume and you're interested in learning how to make VJ loops, you can see how someone that's also just starting out goes about making VJ loops. So I'm gonna switch my screen here, and we'll get to it. Gotta change a quick setting here real quick. And there we go. All right, so we got Resolume open here. Still working with the same set that I've been working with. So just going from left to right. I just kind of move along. Just keep working down the side here. At some point, I should organize these into different decks, but for now, I'm kind of just focused on making the loops. So, always like to start with line source. I find that's always a good one. I'm gonna take the fuzziness down. Something to note is that there are, I believe that there are other effects or FFGL sources that you can download that would sort of expand what you can do just inside of Resolume. But for now, everything that you're seeing here is just built right into Resolume by default. So these are a good starting point because you don't need anything extra. And again, process always kind of starts the same. I just go to my effects here and just play around and basically add stuff on until I find something kind of cool. All right. This point grid is a really cool one. So I'm going to drag this onto my lines here, and as you can see, I'm going to blow this up just so it's a little more visible. As you can see, I've got these points, these dots here, and I'm going to try rotating it. Looks kind of cool, but now I am a little familiar with this effect, but again, let me just clarify, I don't know what I'm gonna make. But that's the benefit, again, of if you get into the habit of making things, making a small thing kind of every day, you're gonna start to get a little familiar with the effects and what kind of does what, and you can sort of get some results faster. Even though you're starting from scratch, you'll have a better idea of what kind of effects you can use to achieve a certain kind of look. So what I kind of like about this one is that it kind of gives me the ability to almost like work in kind of 3D, because I can use this rotation value here in the point grid to kind of make it, to give it some depth and kind of almost goes into like the horizon here, kind of, if you will. So I'm going to play with the size and maybe adjust the number of lines, which isn't doing quite what I want it to. So line width kind of gives me more of these kind of dots or lines to work with. And that looks kind of interesting. What I'd like to try is kind gonna try using a mirror and seeing if I kind of want this almost on like the top and bottom, this point grid. So I'm gonna apply this after I'm gonna apply my mirror after the point grid. It's not. I'm gonna change the Y value here and change my rotation. And now it's kind of hard to tell. I was hoping that there'd be kind of more depth, but it's kind of losing that. It's losing that sense of like being 3D. So this might not be the right effect. That looks kind of, yeah, that's kind of what I was going for here, is having this kind of split where I've got this space kind of in the middle, and then these dots could kind of meet in the middle. Or if I animate this line position, it would kind of give the sense that everything's kind of moving towards this center line here. All right. Take that rotation down. And again, a lot of this is really just trial, just trial and error. You just have to kind of play around with different settings until you, kind of get something that you like. So that's sort of the effect I'm looking for. And now I'm going to animate this line position, go into the timeline here. And again, always a little too fast to start out, so I'm going to take the speed down, and I'm going to adjust this rotation here. And now this looks kind of cool because now it's not kind of perfectly even. You've got these it's kind of distributed a little bit. It's not so I'm going to take this rotation down, and now you've got like a straight line here, which is okay. But if you take this rotation up a little bit, you kind of get it scattered a little bit, and you get you get kind of an interesting like varied or kind of randomized movement here. So, and actually what I could do, what could be kind of cool, is to animate this rotation pattern, or animate this rotation setting. And I'm going to take the speed down again. And now you're getting this this line this point grid kind of moving around. And maybe even try, a really cool effect that I haven't looked at yet or shown in this live stream series is so there's different controls that you can use for animating. So you can just kind of go forward or backwards. You can pause, but obviously that's in this case that's not good. We want some motion going on. And then there's this R value here, which stands for random playback. And if you're ever wondering what settings basically do, you can see in the bottom right here, in the bottom right corner of the window, basically anything that you hover over, in a lot of cases, it'll tell you what the control does. So that's really handy, again, if you're just getting familiar with the software. So in this case, I'm going to do random. And this looks really sweet because you're getting this, just varied loop. and a lot of different looks that is totally random. So again, a great way to get a different look and a variety of different styles without a ton of work. So again, with these kind of with these live streams, I always kind of say that you should focus on just doing things in white, because it forces you to really focus, I guess, on the kind of the foundation of your clip, and focus on the animation as opposed to the color maybe, or the kind of the look in terms of like kind of color and texture. So I do like to say that kind of towards the end, once I have something that I like. So I'm gonna try maybe also playing with this rotation, and I'm not quite feeling that. I'm gonna take that rotation down. Let's see. Try edge detection. I'm not quite feeling that either. But I do want some color. I do want let's see, just a different way to kind of mix this up. And not feeling that. Try the radar effect. I'm not liking that either. Something to pay attention to too is to pay attention to your frames per second. So right now I'm getting between 40 and 50, which is still good. Basically, if you start dipping below 30, then you might run into issues here. And to see that, you may or may not be able to see me change the menu here. But if you go to output in the top of your menu, there's a option to show frames per second, which is good to have when you're doing this kind of thing. You want to make sure that you've still got some smooth animation. So maybe I'm gonna try the shift glitch effect. This is can be a pretty crazy effect. And in this case might be a little too wild. Yeah, not feeling that. I'm gonna see what I can get out of this trails effect here. And this, nope. Hmm. Or do the low res effect. Yeah, nope, not not feeling that either. Yeah, I am. I'm a little stumped here. I'll try turning up the mode or waviness here. well, it's it's been 25 minutes and I have hit a bit of a wall with what I'm making here. So I'm gonna call it a night, even though I've got something here, but it's definitely not the most satisfied with it. But again, that's kind of what can happen when you try and make one of these every day. You're not always going to make something that's good, or something that something that you're kind of proud of. Some days you're just going to hit a wall where everything that you're trying to make, or everything that you're trying to do is not working out. But with that in mind, definitely don't be discouraged. This is just, seeing this should just be like proof that, not every day is going to be perfect. But don't let that stop you from coming back tomorrow and trying again. So with that, I'm going to wrap up this stream. Once again, this has been Zero to VJ Live, Day 6. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Or you can also head to zerotovj.com and send me a message through the contact box there. So thanks for tuning in, and have a great night.